Greetings, Jedis. This is Captain Rex, and you're watching Star Wars Nut 77, home of the Star Wars memorabilia reviews. Move out!
Hey Star Wars fans, how you doing? My name is John and welcome to a Star Wars review. This episode we're going to take a closer look at the Death Squad Commander by Gentle Giant. This is a fairly new figure by them, part of their vintage jumbo line of figures. These are really cool detailed figures made to look very similar to the old classic vintage 12-inch Kenner figure line, but the 1970s, 1980s. The cool thing about this line, as you can see, it's on a 12-inch scale. So the artwork, everything's made to look vintage. The molding is vintage as well to the original figure. So without any further ado, let's take a closer look at this great figure. So here it is. This is the Death Squad Commander by Gentle Giant. It's on a 12-inch scale, so it's very large. I'm going to compare this to an original 12-back figure by Kenner, which was released in the late 70s, and here it is. This is C-3PO. You can see the size comparison, but they definitely keep the look and feel of the vintage line. I think it's an incredible line. I know initially Gentle Giant was just going to release their first 12 figures, but since then they've expanded to create other figures, including Boba Fett and other ones. So I really hope they continue the line. It's fantastic. Let's take a closer look at each side of this figure right itself. You can see even the attention to detail they have. You can see the Kenner logo, the LP, same thing in the bottom right corner, Kenner logo as well. They even have the price tag marked there in the top left corner, ages 14 and up. This is ages 4 and up, so that's a little bit different. Same graphic artwork. They basically take their vintage figure and they, enlarge it to a 12-inch scale, which is great. It's awesome. I hope to collect the rest of these figures as well. I own a few already. On the back, let's compare backs on both of them. You can see it's got the original 12 back. You can see it talks about the telescoping lightsaber. Same kind of thing on the back of the original one as well. The only difference, even the bullet points are the same. I collect all 12 Star Wars jumbo action figures. That's a little bit different, but the bottom is obviously different here. This is Gentle Giant's other Star Wars items they have. They have these really cool detailed busts, which is really cool. I recommend you guys check out the website. I'll put a link below. These figures range anywhere from $75 or more or less. Sometimes they have sales, but they're definitely, the quality of these are really cool. And then the bottom here, obviously, you have the diorama information, but very cool nonetheless. You got the Hasbro logo, the Kenner. So they've obviously worked with Hasbro and Kenner to get licenses. StarWars.com, Gentle Giant, LTD.com Limited is their website. Again, I'll put a link below. Even the top case here, you can see carefully, it says Gentle Giant Limited on the very top there. I really like these cases because they're very easy to open. You can literally open this up very easily. You just taped on. You don't need any scissors. And you can actually display the figure back in the case in the shell as well, which is really nice. So let's open this up. Let's take a closer look at the actual Death Squad Commander figure. So I've opened them up, and basically comes in 3 basic pieces. You have the back, which is right here, cardboard back, which is, again, like I mentioned before, you can open it nice, keep that in contact. You don't need any scissors to open this up. I really like that. Gentle Giant did a really good job of packaging this. You got this tray, plastic tray right here, where the figure can go into. And you have, of course, the shell, plastic shell. What I like about this is you can, if you're a collector who opens their things, you can have your figures open. If you like, you're a collector who likes to have their things displayed in the original packaging, you can open around, check it out, put it back in the packaging, and then still have it displayed in the case, which is cool. So here is a closer look at Death Squad Commander himself. He comes with a gun as well. Now, I don't have an original vintage gun, Death Squad Commander gun or pistol to compare it, but I can tell you it's the exact same Just the scale obviously is a little bit larger. I do have an original Death Squad Commander. I'm going to show you the different size comparison. You can see how much bigger. It almost looks like it's an optical illusion, like I'm looking at one farther away than the other, but that's not the case. Now, one thing I noticed is that this figure right here stands up really good, very sturdy, whereas the original one, he falls down. He's very hard to keep balance there. So they did a good job of just making the balance work. But look, check out the attention to detail real quick. Notice the circles here on the helmet. If you look very, very carefully, you can actually see circles here on the top helmet of the original vintage figure. Also notice the blue and red, insignia right there on the top left shoulder. Same thing right there on the top left breast, I should say. Same joints moves. You can see here, same joints move. This one's a little bit more stiff because it's newer. Obviously, the one I'm showing you, the vintage one, I played on with as a kid, so it's not as stiff. But the arms move as well. The head moves. On the back, you can also see the attention to detail here. If you look very closely on the back of the vintage figure, there's a stamp here, and it says Hong Kong, and it says 1977 right there in the bottom left, on the kind of the back left thigh there. If you look very careful here, it says Hong Kong 1977 as well. Grant the 1977 is in a little bit different area, but it's very cool. This is a little attention detail that Gentle Giant does to make it look vintage. Very cool part of the line. I plan on doing more figure reviews over Gentle Giant products. I've done several in the past as well, including Darth Vader, Han Solo, and some other ones. But very cool line. Let me know what you guys think about this particular figure. If you guys like the vintage line, what kind of vintage figures would you guys like to see maybe Gentle Giant make? Please leave a comment below. Thank you for subscribing. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.